By way of introducing my next guest, let me read just a very brief example of some of the work that they create. Grandma, you're a special kind of relative. You've been one from the start. You welcomed us into your life with open arms and heart. Now that's only a brief portion of a poem written to Grandma, and it wasn't written by the individual who wanted to send it, but in fact by members of Create-a-Verse. We have with us two of the three women responsible for creating these lovely lines. We have Pat Urso on your right, Judy Salverson on your left. And there is a third member who's unfortunately not able to be here today, and Pat, her name is?
Kathy Judy.
All right, all three of you then involved in making these lovely lines and verses. Why? How did you get going in this?
Well, we've been doing it for each other and for other friends, family members for several years. Really enjoying it, writing special greetings to them. And slowly but surely we started getting requests to write things for other people. And everyone enjoyed the things that we write.
Now when I go into a store, especially a specialty card shop, it would seem by the sheer numbers that there would have to be a verse there for every person, for every reason under the sun that you'd want to send them. Do you find that true, Judy?
I don't, of course, which is why we're doing what we're doing. I think the difference is that it's the little unique things about an individual that is special to just that individual that cannot be captured in a card. If somebody's got a quick wit or a soft heart or a million different things, those sort of things, idiosyncrasies about themselves, we can capture and doing what we're doing that I don't feel you can find it in a card.
Now, the example I started to read there about Grandma was a touching verse. Are all of yours emotionally moving, or are some of them humorous?
No, many of them are very humorous. You have one in your hand that's rather lengthy that was written to a dentist. And it pokes good-natured fun at him and the hobbies that he keeps when he's not doing his dentistry. And he just loved it. And he has it hanging on his wall in his waiting room. And when we do several humorous things, we enjoy doing the funny things. They're actually easier to write.
Is that right? You find the humorous verses and lines easier to put together? Is it because you're enjoying it more when you're doing it? Or it just comes more naturally to the three of you?
I think it does come very naturally, especially between the three of us. We toss ideas back and forth all the time, and sometimes we get rather hysterical.
Now, do you all live close together so that you can join one another on a daily basis for 3 hours and sit and create verse, or do you go home and do part of it and phone one another? How do you work?
We spend a lot of time on the telephone. Yes, we do live relatively close. Pat lives in McFarland, about 2 miles from where I live. And my sister Kathy, the third member of our group, is in Madison on the east side. I would say the majority of our time is on the telephone. We literally have chain calls. If one of us has something started, an assignment that's started, the other one will pick up on it after a phone call requesting help. So Pat may have 2 verses of something done and be stuck and say, Judy, take it. Kathy, take it. And I might get the 3rd one done and say, Kathy, you finish it. So we do a lot of phone calling.
And you work together on those. And once in a while, when you have artwork, I know that you're capable of coming up with some of the artwork, but you even send quite far away to have some of the artwork done. And who does that, Pat?
Her name is Bibi, and she lives in Florida. She is another sister of Judy and Kathy's. A bit of a family affair.
Pat's a sister of our heart.
And she does lovely artwork. She can do whimsical things. I think you have an example of that.
Now, who do you do these things for? Well, what kind of people come in and have, these are probably cards that are really meant for a specific individual from what I'm looking at here.
Oh, yes.
What kind of people come to you?
Oh, all kinds. Really. We have had very interesting ideas, things that you can't get in a card, combination of things. We had a call from a lady who wanted to combine a Christmas card to her boyfriend with the message that she wanted to tell him that she also would accept his children. And you know, where are you going to
that
find
in the store? You don't find that readily available.
Right.
So you were able to put that together. What's some of the most unique requests you've had and been able to accomplish, Judy?
I think one of them was the recent birth announcement we did, combining the birth of a baby with a Christmas card. However, the baby was not yet born, and they needed the announcement prior to the birth of the child because he was late in arriving. She was late in arriving. That took a little bit of doing.
So you had to be kind of non-specific about
Well, we told the story from the unborn infant's point of view, and he's describing his time prior to arrival, and then, of course, arrives, and at that point they could fill in what necessary information they needed. I think another one was combining a move with a Christmas card.
So they were able to announce their new home and address along with holiday greetings. What are some of your most fun things that you've done?
Well, the most recent fun one I've done is the dentist. I did one for a birthday card for one twin to the other one. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, unique. How long does it take you to do something like this? I come in today and I say, I have a relative who's having a birthday, and I give you a brief description of my feelings towards them. How long is it going to take you to come up with a greeting for them?
Okay, if you want an 8 to 10 line verse, say, me, it's going to take an hour or more.
Slow writer.
Yes.
Slow writer.
Judy or Kathy could do it in much less time.
Is that right? And so I could actually have it done while I wait.
Yes, you could.
But generally, I imagine you take your orders a few weeks or so in advance.
We prefer them, yes, days in advance at least. We don't need them weeks in advance. Because then we do by priority. You know, the one that has to be done today gets done today. The one that doesn't have to be done until next week will sit and wait, even though we might be thinking about what kind of things we're going to put down. We won't actually get around to doing it until the day before, 2 days before it needs to go to the printer.
How much does it cost for that 8 to 10 line verse that you might put together for someone?
That would be $5.
Okay, some of these lengthier ones, what kinds of money are we talking about? For example, a Thanksgiving prayer. Let me just hold this up so that you can see the quality of the printed work. What would that cost?
That would cost, as a finished product, about $30.
Okay.
That is rather lengthy. It's a serious one. There was a great deal of thought put into that particular verse. It wouldn't be as much if all you wanted was the words, and then the client would finish it whatever way you wanted. Then it would be less.
People come in pretty much not knowing anything about how they want this expressed, and that's easier for you to work with then, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
If they came in and were a little too specific, it'd be more awkward.
Well, we like specific ideas.
Yeah, but I mean, if they were starting to give you the first few lines to go on, you'd probably come up with something better on your own.
We can do that with each other. You know, she could give me the first few lines, and I can take off on them. But if you were to give me the first 3 lines, I might not be able to do it.
Have you done one for me?
Yes, we
I
have.
know the answer to that question, of course, and that's why I'm asking. I'd enjoy hearing it.
Okay. Kathy Wood of The Noon Show has a really sharp eye for the news. She read about us in the paper, called us for an interview.
She is very easy to talk to and helps her guests relax. She shows a genuine interest while gathering all the facts.
How fun, and thank you. I appreciate that.
Fun.
I'll pay you afterwards for the compliment. Now, the telephone numbers. There are 3 because there are 3 of you. And Pat, maybe you can give me yours.
838-3466.
And Judy?
838-8078.
And the other phone number, 222-0126, is evenings only. So you have 2 838 numbers you can call during the day if you'd like a special greeting prepared, or an evening phone number, or call me. You know, I'll have it on record. Thank you both for being here with us, and especially for my poem.
Thank you for inviting
Mark
us.
Kane is ready with the news after this.